Hello and welcome to Driving.ca. I'm Alex Reed, and today you join me in my personal garage in front of my personal Mustang project to talk about the top 5 most overrated Mustang special editions of all time. So just to preface this video a little bit, I just wanted to say that I'm obviously a Mustang Ford fan because I have one. So when I was writing this list, it was kind of hard to think of the worst Mustangs or the most overrated Mustangs of all time. But when I got to researching it, basically, I'm not going to say that these are bad cars, but I am going to say that they were not worthy of the names that were applied to them, such as, Shelby GT350 or Bullet or something like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list, and you can write me some hate mail in the comments, but just realize that I like Mustangs. Number 1, the 1964.5. Those hips, that aggressive brow, the convertible top, it was all very handsome, but what hid underneath was the lowly Falcon platform that had dated back to the early 1960s. Hardly the best of the breed. The handling was wobbly, the brakes were drums all around, and the engine was a wheezy straight 6 that produced barely enough horsepower to smoke the rear tires, which were extremely skinny. Originally you could get a V8, but the Mustang wouldn't really come into its own until 1965, when the fastback and the 289 made it the perfect combination. Number 2, the 1984 GT350. For 1984, Ford dreamed up the 20th anniversary edition of the model, but gave it a name that carries with it a lot of weight: GT350. Shelby was long gone from Ford at this point. I was working with Dodge at the time, and as was Lee Iacocca. The name was the only thing that was different from the standard model. Engine options included a 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder and a 5-liter V8, hardly a race-bred stallion like the original GT350. Number 3, the 2001 SN95 Bullet. While Frank Bullett's Mustang was meant to be a car that a detective could afford while still offering good enough performance to catch the bad guys, the SN95 generation was the complete opposite: expensive, exclusive, and docile. Under the hood was a 4.6-liter V8, but it only produced 265 horsepower, a full 55 horsepower down from the top-of-the-line Cobra model at 320, and 120 less than the previous year's Cobra R edition at 385 horsepower. It did have suspension upgrades, including subframe connectors and a 3/4 inch drop though. Just 5,500 were produced at a total cost of $26,230 USD, which was a significant cost over the GT Deluxe V8, which was just $22,730. Number 4, the 1968 California Special. The GTCS was a stock Mustang coupe with Shelby bits stuck onto it, such as the signature rear taillights stolen from a Thunderbird, the rear lip spoiler, side scoops, and square fog lights for the front grille. The engine options for the California Special were the same as all the other Mustangs at the time, which meant that this car was all show and no go. Number 5, the Mach-E. If Ford is going to call this a Mustang, then it's not excluded from criticism on this list. For all the hubbub about electric cars right now, the Ford Mustang Mach-E has got to be the worst donkey in the electric stable. Perhaps this isn't a vehicle that's been given high praise by enthusiasts, leading to an incredible reputation, but it is a sales tactic to try and get people excited about electric cars, which we aren't. We especially aren't excited that Ford chose to take a historic name like Mustang and Mach and apply it to an SUV that has vague Mustang styling cues just to garner the attention of buyers. Even if it wasn't called a Mustang Mach-E, it still has a paltry range, it's slow, and did we mention it's ugly? It's expensive too. 370 kilometers on a charge, only 337 if you get the 4-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 6.1 seconds, and it costs 50 grand. The top of the line trim is 63 grand, and you still only get 482.8 kilometers of range. When we're talking about performance cars, miles per gallon and range should not be part of the conversation. So those are the top 5 most overrated Mustang special editions of all time. I hope it didn't make you too angry, because I still want you to go to the link below and check out the actual written article of this. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more of these kind of videos.